Three spring elections have provided early warning signs to Republicans and Trump. The conservative Wisconsin judge, endorsed by the president and backed by Elon Musk and his groups to the tune of $21 million, lost by a significant margin in a state Trump won in November. And while Florida Republicans held two of the most pro-Trump House districts in the country, both candidates significantly underperformed compared to his November margins.
All right, Wisconsin, we did it. Oh, yeah. You know, just moments ago, I received a phone call from Judge Brad Schimmel conceding the race.
Susan Crawford's Wisconsin Supreme Court election victory over a conservative candidate cemented a liberal majority on the state's top court for at least 3 more years and dealt a devastating blow to Republicans who fear it paves the way for rulings that will overturn or block the GOP's agenda in the swing state.
In November, the margin was, less than 40,000 votes between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Here, the margin was over 200,000 votes in a race where there was 1 million less turning out to vote in the first place. So it was a real thumping compared for Wisconsin politics. This is a really big win in Wisconsin.
Voters headed to the polls Tuesday to fill a seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court. It was the country's first major political battle since President Trump returned to the White House. The race, an early test of his popularity in a state he narrowly flipped last year. It's been the most expensive judicial race in U.S. history. Elon Musk-aligned groups have spent more than $19 million, including $3 million Musk personally donated to the state's Republican Party. Big Democratic donors include financier George Soros and billionaire Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Donald Trump's been on the ballot in presidential elections 3 times in Wisconsin and won twice. And part of his message is, I'm so rich, I can't be bought. Elon Musk came to Wisconsin and said, I want to give you money in exchange for your voting or in exchange for your pledge to vote or something like that. This doesn't sit well with Wisconsinites. They want money out of politics. They want people to be separated from a fidelity or a tie to donors and that kind of thing. And so I think it really backfired.
We did it. You did all the work. You put all your heart into it, and I can't thank you enough for everything you did to try to make this a success, but just didn't work.
Trump didn't comment on Brad Schimmel's loss, while National Democrats claimed victory, calling the Wisconsin result one step toward their goal of reclaiming the House of Representatives in 2026.
It wasn't even close. They got wiped out in Wisconsin.
Meanwhile, in Florida, Republicans Jimmy Patronis and Randy Fine have won special elections in 2 congressional districts. They were bolstered by Trump's endorsement to fill vacant seats in reliably Republican strongholds. But even though they won, both candidates significantly underperformed Trump's November margins.
I won last time we looked by 14 points. So I think it's hard to say that's an underperformance by any stretch of the word.
They spent millions and millions and millions of dollars to try to stop an embarrassment from happening, and they were still embarrassed. Because the Democratic candidate in both districts dramatically overperformed the Trump numbers in deep red Florida.
However, both Trump and many Republicans are celebrating the win.
Are Democrat voters very motivated to get to the polls? Yes, they are. They're not happy with some of the things that Elon Musk is doing. The base of the Democrat Party upset? They are, and they're motivated. But when you take a step back and you look at the reality, Republican voters turned out, not to the degree of a presidential election, because that doesn't ever really occur in specials, but they turned out, and both Jimmy Patronis and Randy Fine had double-digit victories.
Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis blamed Fine for underperforming, saying he repels people. With the latest results, analysts are now asking the question, how will Trump react? Will he continue on his path or change course?